welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today is Ishan Shahane, Devashi Sen, Buria Mujumdar, and Trisha Ghoshal. It's a full house today. And before we do any discussing, we all have a very special video for you, and I'm just going to play it for you without giving you any context at all.
Mama, oh mama, oh mama, mama, mama. Mama, not Chacha.
Wait.
दादा मामा मामा का जलवा है.
Yeah, so Mama, Chacha, Dada. Devashish has many names, many facets.
Gagi,
Yeah.
all I have to say is that I'm happy I'm actually away from Adada for a while. The paparazzi was getting a bit too much here to handle. You know, all these cameras all around, clicking photos. I like being a little private. Thankfully, I'm a little kind of away now from him.
Gandhi, once more, public demand.
Yes. Let's play this once more.
Mama, oh mama, oh mama, mama, mama. Mama, not Chacha.
दादा मामा मामा का जलवा है.
Dada, वो मामा.
Oh boy.
But the best one is Sunil Gavaskar and that song.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
the best part is in a 10 or 15 seconds video, somebody has called him Mama, somebody has called him Chacha, somebody has called him Dada, with all sorts of nicknames.
but
Mama, say something about it. Sorry, Devashi, say something about it.
But then it's a sheer love. I'm quite enjoying because that's the reason I posted that video. Just meant that this video was from 2022. Boriada has been after me that post it or at least share it with me. Finally, I have decided, come on, chalo, थोड़ा तो मजा करो. That means obviously मैं रवि शास्त्री का वो डायलॉग नहीं देना चाहता हूँ. तुम समझ रहे हो कौन सा वो बोल रहा हूँ मगर खुशी बांट रहा हूँ.
कुलदीप ने कहा मामा का जलवा है प्रॉपर कानपुरिया एक्सेंट.
बिल्कुल.
मामा का जलवा है.
हाँ, वो करेंगे.
अच्छा.
yeah, love that we started this conversation on a very light note because it's about to get serious. We're talking about India not visiting Pakistan. It's very unlikely, as reports are saying. ANI first broke this report that it is very unlikely for the Indian team to travel to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy in 2025. Boria, I'd like to go to you first. I think for Indians and Indian fans, Indian journalists, it was pretty clear that this was already going to be a very difficult task to get the Indian team to Pakistan. I mean, the odds are stacked against it. So, why was Pakistan getting so ambitious about it?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I mean, firstly, if you go back to November of 2023, I think about 7-8 days after the World Cup on home soil, I had tweeted that India will not travel to Pakistan. Because at that point in time, when I spoke to a couple of external affairs officials, obviously elections have happened since, a couple of home ministry officials, people in the BCCI, and the clear-cut message was there is absolutely no chance of India going to Pakistan. No chance, because as long as terror continues unabated, and in the last few days you have seen the number of terror attacks, and in fact it has escalated terror, there is no chance of an Indian team traveling to Pakistan. So this was never going to happen. I've done a column today, it will be published tomorrow, but let me decode it for you guys. One, it is not a BCCI call, never was, never will be. It is a government of India call, Home Ministry call, Defense Ministry call, Prime Minister's call, absolutely External Affairs Ministry call. Never was with the BCCI. So the question of India traveling to Pakistan is not simply an easy one. That, I decide to go and the cricket board sends a team. It is not like that. Number two, how did and when did Pakistan get an assurance that India will travel, that they published an itinerary? They published a fixture which said 1st March Lahore. when Rohit Juglan had actually broken that story about a month back, saying first March Lahore, and I told him which Lahore, why, how is it going to happen? I mean, who said this? No, Pakistan has put it out, and Pakistan can't unilaterally put it out. Frankly, if they circulate it to ICC, even ICC can't put it out because India has to consent. And India was never going to consent. So there was never a chance of an Indian team to go to Pakistan. No way. No way. Why was Pakistan doing it? Four reasons. One, game of one-upmanship. Two, trying to show their fans that they're trying to pressurize India. Three, trying to play to the gallery and show that, oh, we are also important, we are significant, etc., etc. And number four, create public sympathy that we had gone to India for the World Cup. Why will India not come? They are not understanding that India is not Pakistan. We don't do terror. So you can come and we will welcome you with open arms. But sadly, we can't go because as long as your state backs terror, we won't go. It's as simple as that. So the reciprocity argument doesn't hold ground. It doesn't hold ground. Finally, and it's extremely significant, some people have said to me that why is Pakistan not saying that India is not required? Come on, there is no world cricket without India. You can't have it. If India is not required, the tournament is not required. No other country will play because the broadcast money is not going to come. It will fall by what, 70%, 80%, 85%. Which broadcaster will make money from such a tournament? It's not going to happen. So accept the geopolitics. You have no bargaining power. I'm sorry, you have no bargaining power. Accept the geopolitics because you need the World Cup money far more than we do. So accept the geopolitics and accept the hybrid model because that's the only reason that this tournament can happen. Indian matches in Dubai or Sri Lanka, possibly Dubai because it's good weather, and the rest of the matches in Pakistan. Otherwise, there's no chance of the Champions Trophy going ahead. And I'm one who actually believes that Pakistan is as important. Without Pakistan, also world cricket is poorer. So there has to be diplomacy. There has to be proper diplomacy here, proper rational behavior. And if you try to play to the gallery, which will happen, by the way, do not worry. Over the next 7 days, you will see statements coming from Pakistan, all big talk. If you try and do that, you will go nowhere. Eventually, you have to accept to the compromise and play a tournament on the hybrid model.
And straying away from the topic a little bit because we might change the topic as much as we want, but the people will still talk about Mama because Mama ka jalwa. Aneet Sadhu here is saying, Mama, did Mumbai Indians not invite you for their son's wedding?
Come on, let's talk some serious stuff. But then, obviously, definitely talking about Champions Trophy being held in Pakistan. Yes, Pakistan is most welcome to host the Champions Trophy in their own backyard. But as far as India is concerned, it's going to be it's going to depend on what the Indian government decides. So
Absolutely.
and even today also, I saw some tweet from a few Pakistani journalists that India has to come. Means quoting the ANI tweet, few of the Pakistani journalists have tweeted that India will have to come, as if that they are pretty sure that Pakistan will travel to India will travel to Pakistan to play the championship, which is not the case.
You know why they are saying this? They are under the illusion, and then Fisha can take over, Ishan also. They are under the illusion that if India doesn't travel, there can be a legal case. Because what will happen is Pakistan, if India doesn't travel, the broadcaster can sue Pakistan because there's a contract rather than can sue the ICC. The ICC will in turn say, can sue the BCCI. Sadly, it's not going to happen. You know why? Because the decision will be an Indian government call. The moment it is an Indian government call basis security, no cricket institution, ICC, Apex body, BCCI, PCB, no one can do anything because it is written in stone in a host city contract that if it's security consideration cited by a government basis proper research, and in this case the Indian government will stand and say we have security issues, we are not going to send our team. No ICC, no board, no PCB can do a thing to India. So no legal case, not one penny will be paid. So there is no locus standi of such an argument. India will not travel. So if you say India has to come, I'm sorry, India doesn't have to come and will not come.
Risha, there's this question. Okay, Amartha Chakrabarti is saying, if India does not participate in the Champions Trophy in Pakistan, will the tournament still take place there? I understand it won't be a major event, but could it proceed on a smaller scale?
Well, why will India not participate in Champions Trophy? We are participating in Champions Trophy, which, of course, Jayasha in one of the videos had made it very clear, and he had also made it very clear that Rohit will be the captain. Rohit Sharma will be the captain in the Champions Trophy. So obviously, we will participate. We will not travel to Pakistan. And again, I mean, what made anybody think that we are going to travel to Pakistan? 2 3 days ago, a week ago, there was a terror act from Pakistan, and then we are going to go and play cricket. It has to be safe for people. We can't be sending people just for the sake of it, right? So it is bigger than cricket. The politics of the lives are more important. So of course the hybrid model is the only solution, and that is how it will work. I think every single Pakistani journalist is aware of it, and I honestly think that they write these things for two reasons. Because the moment, you write something about India, you get a lot of traction, and that's one of the biggest reasons that these people write about Indian players. They talk about Indian players, and they talk about, everyone knows that nobody, it's impossible in the current state of like whatever the political scenario between the two countries is, India is not going to travel to Pakistan. As simple as that. They are saying this just to attract the attention. They are saying this. Will ICC have a case against India? Cannot. If again, it's not cricketers who are standing up and saying, it's not Virat Rohit saying we are not going to go. It's the prime minister, the president of the country saying you can't go. The home minister saying you can't go because it's unsafe. So it's a completely different topic. Amartya, it's an ICC event. How is it not major? It's ICC Champions Trophy. So of course, it's one of the major events. And hybrid model is a solution. It has happened earlier. I don't understand what is the big deal about it.
And Pakistan was trying to host the Asia Cup, but what
Yeah,
happened? It's all history. India did not travel. It was India played all their matches in Sri Lanka, and
and it's the same thing that will happen. Either Sri Lanka or, as Boria said,
or
Dubai.
Dubai.
You
It's
know
as
that
simple as
let's
that.
let's let's decode this. Some are asking, Shambit Datta Vishwas is asking why last moment. Because you have to believe and live in hope that at some point in time terror will not be there in our world.
Yeah.
Now you can tell me that you're talking about an idealist utopic world, you're an idiot. I am. But all of us have to be at some point in time and believe in humanity. So we do expect that Pakistan at some point in time will take action against terror. It will be safe to go. There will be real action from the other side of the border where we will get that confidence that yes, there has been effort and there has been intent shown and we can go. So basis that we will take a call. India will take 2 steps forward. At this point in time, we haven't seen that. So that's the whole point, and that is why no ICC. What can ICC do? ICC is a cricket body. They
Correct.
will they will go to various countries of the world with various tournaments. ICC can't say, "Oh, your country is infested by terror. We will not go." That is not their remit. So do not confuse this with an ICC issue. This is not an ICC issue. ICC is very much within their rights to go to Pakistan. Pakistan is, Sri Lanka or whoever country people want to go, they can go. India is a different ball game. We have shared a history with 5 wars. Has Sri Lanka shared a history with 5 wars? We have shared a history where every single day our soldiers, our jawans are under pressure. And some 5 days back there have been multiple terror attacks. Has Sri Lanka or Bangladesh shared such kind of history? I'm sorry, no. Has Nepal shared? No. Has any other ICC country, Australia, shared? No. So India and Pakistan, the geopolitics is fundamentally different here. You have to understand that and you have to respect that. Sadly, it is not an ideal world. At the same time, cricket has to go on. The Champions Trophy has to happen. There are broadcast monies, there's a tournament going on, multi-nation tournament. How do you hold that? You hold that in the hybrid model, Gargi. That's your only option.
Absolutely,
That
Anish.
is one thing. Sorry, can I just interrupt and say one thing? And this is a little unrelated to the topic that we are discussing. I can see a lot of questions on when will we give the 100K giveaway. I think it's pretty simple. We will give the 100K giveaway when we have 100K. We don't have 100K subscribers. We are still 57 subscribers short. Get 57 people. We do the giveaway. As simple as that.
So what is the giveaway?
Why should we tell them what is the giveaway?
Let's
It
leave
will be a
keep it as
surprise.
a surprise.
Absolutely. Much like it's a surprise whether mama is mama, kaka, chacha, jo bhi. It's a surprise. But it'll be a good one. It will be something related to sports. That's most important. So yeah,
Yes.
let's get back to discussion.
Do we also get all the giveaways?
Even I also
Me,
gonna ask that
Ishan.
Get
question.
a lot of there se we get a lot of giveaway. Example is what Ishan is wearing.
What a day to wear it.
Um, yes, there was a question here that I wanted to. Okay, yeah. Songbeat is saying, Ishan, I want you to take this. Why does ICC always wait till the last moment and chalk out a permanent solution? Another question that is, closer to this is there should be a permanent solution in regarding India-Pakistan participation in ICC tournaments. Every time ICC tournament, yeah,
Yeah, Ishan, take it. Yeah.
So to answer the first question, why does ICC wait till the last moment? To be honest, Gargi, I think that's a problem that it's been occurring for quite some time now, and I think it's a fair point. India, Pakistan, two big cricketing nations. This shouldn't be an issue that's happening at the very last moment. All of this should be figured out from the very beginning, and the process should be streamlined so there's no issues that will take place at the very last moment when that tournament is going to occur. Because there are a lot of factors in this, like Boryada, Devashish, and Trisha mentioned. A lot of fans as well will be extremely disappointed because everyone wants to see India Pakistan play. But if everyone knows from the very beginning that India is not going to travel to Pakistan, then why create this whole sort of confusion to begin with in the first place? And ICC, being the biggest board, should be the one taking the action, taking control on this on the moment, and possibly deciding what can be done to possibly restrict this in the future. Because it's not like we don't want to see India Pakistan play, but we have to play in a place where it's probably accessible to play. India traveling to Pakistan at the moment is definitely not feasible, and it's going to cause a lot of issues because there will be backlash from fans as well, because a lot of disappointed fans will be present and will be stating that maybe we can figure a way out, maybe there can be reasons to come around this, but unfortunately there aren't. So I think ICC should be taking action much faster, definitely, and possibly streamlining the process so it's much easier on the fans and everyone else who'll be viewing that particular game.
absolutely. And Shahid Hashmi will also be joining us very soon. But before that, we have three football fans here. Chicken Shop is asking. There we have it. Shahid Hashmi has joined us. Welcome to Rep Sports, Shahid. It's nice to have you here. And we were just talking about some football. Evening, Boryada. Please shed some light on Anwar Ali transfer saga. Nation wants to know.
Nation wants to know.
Okay, so Anwar Ali saga, just about half an hour back, Rahul and Snehashish have done a live Mughir Khamachede Morino Bulchi, so you can go and check that. But the truth is, I spoke to a number of Mohun Bagan Supergiant officials, and they say that this can go legal. Mohun Bagan is well within their rights, and Anwar needs a legal clearance, clearance from Mohun Bagan Supergiant, which they are not going to give. They are within their legal rights. They'll take the battle to any extent. They'll escalate it to All India Football Federation if need be. Anwar is not within his rights to go and sign for another team, in this case East Bengal. So Mohun Bagan is adamant, and Mohun Bagan is clear that they are not going to leave Anwar Ali, and so this can get ugly. We've not seen the last of it. So that's the latest that we are getting from the Mohun Bagan Super Giants camp.
Okay, all right. And I think there's some network issue with Shahid's.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Trisha, why don't you answer this till then? Priyanshu is asking not only India, with the terror activities rising, I think some more countries might pull out. Remember, England and New Zealand pulled out from the series.
Absolutely, they can. They might want a hybrid model, and that's why there were a number of questions on Pakistan this time won't go for a hybrid model. I don't think PCB actually has a choice, to be very honest. Because if the terror activities happen, and if players and the government of those countries say that our players don't feel safe enough, or we don't feel safe enough to send a team to your country, then PCB has to accept the hybrid model. There is no other way, or the PCB might completely lose the Champions Trophy. If I don't know, if the maximum vote goes against them, if maximum number of boards say we can't travel, or our government wouldn't really allow us to travel, that is when you never know, PCB might lose the whole Champions Trophy as a whole. So then PCB will have one choice: either to agree to the hybrid model or 4 or 5 matches, whatever they get in Pakistan, um, and then just go around. Because this is something, again, this topic honesty should be very easy to understand. It's a very simple politics which has been going on for over the years. Until and unless Pakistan can do something about their terrorist activities, the terrorist activities in their country, the link that every terrorist activity almost ends up with Pakistan at these things need to be addressed first, because cricket ultimately, Gargi, will remain a sport, and that is the bigger framework. So I think I completely agree with Priyanshu how high chances a number of countries might not want to travel. Like for example, high chances someone like in Afghanistan also might not want to travel. All those things are there.
I think there's a question about Gideon and something about Wisdom podcast. Can we take that, Gabi?
Before that, can I just put it? So we are at 99,948. 5 subscribers have increased since we have gone live. 52 to go, guys. No,
Uh,
no, this is for giveaway. This is for giveaway.
what's
Okay,
the
right.
comment?
I think there's a wisdom, some comment there. Wisdom
Yeah,
and
I think I saw somebody said that in a Wisdom podcast, Gideon Hay and somebody else has actually
Found
criticized
it.
BCCI for not traveling. Yes, there you go.
people like Gideon Haig and Wisdom Cricket Podcast always speak against BCCI for not traveling to Pakistan. And the BCCI highlight the terrorism reason. First, Gideon, you want to answer it? Go
No,
ahead.
you
No,
just
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
going to add
Yeah,
something.
go ahead, go ahead.
And this was during the T20 World Cup. A day ahead of the final, one of the ICC media managers goes on to say that it will be better off if South Africa goes on to win the ICC World Cup. Can you believe it? An ICC media office, an ICC official going on air, going in the public forum, telling that it would be better if South Africa goes on to win the T20 World Cup. So that has been the image. Means obviously India, and there has been quite a few in ICC who and obviously I won't take the names, but then there has been instances where a faction in the ICC does not want support the BCCI. And obviously, and BCCI, we all know, is a big player.
Okay, let me answer this one. Gideon's a friend of mine, and Wisdom Cricket Podcast is a respectable podcast. Having said that, if Wisdom Cricket Podcast and Gideon Haig decides to adjudicate and run the Indian government, then both of them are very sadly mistaken. Unfortunately, cricket is a game that is no longer dominated by England. It is a game financially dominated by India. And that has been the story for the last 20 years. We dominate. Your players come and make the most of the IPL because this is where the market is. So we rule. It is reverse colonialism, whatever you want to call it, call it. The truth is, India dominates. So whether Gideon Haig likes it or not, and by the way, Gideon is a friend and I love his writing. He's perhaps the best cricket writer in the world.
You have repeatedly said this.
And I've got no qualms. But that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything Gideon says. Because in this case, what Gideon is saying, he's saying from his standpoint and maybe he's biased. So with due respect to Gideon, I would appreciate if he doesn't delve in Indian matters because he knows Jack. That's the truth. If I today start saying I know Australian internal politics more than somebody there who knows the situation and who has lived the situation, go tell this to the wife of one Indian Jawan killed day before yesterday. Go say it. Say it that send the team. Look, it is very easy to sit in Australia and talk about Indian geopolitics. It is very easy to sit in England and talk about Indian geopolitics. Michael Vaughan is the best example. That same chap comes to Mumbai, sits in a hotel, takes Indian money, talks nonsense. The problem is also with us because we give them the platform. The problem is with us because we call a Michael Vaughan. Who the hell is Michael Vaughan? Do you think there are no Indian cricket experts who can give the same kind of commentary? Of course we can. But it is on us. That's why an IPL team will have a Craig McMillan as a fielding coach. Craig McMillan, fielding coach, really? Then why not me? So that's the issue. Seriously, if Craig McMillan can be fielding coach, I can be a better one. So we have to have perspective. So all I will say is Gideon Haig or anybody else for that matter can have their opinion. It is on us to filter that opinion and take what we need to take. Do you want to go and have Too much of anything, do you want to have too much of alcohol? It might taste very good because if you have it, you'll get drunk. So don't drink. Don't drink and drive. In this case, it's like poor alcohol. It's like chullu. Do you want to have that?
But no,
Nahi, nahi
I
peena.
have one. I have a different point here. So Gideon Hay and the Brisbane podcast is a cricket podcast, right? So whether the Indian team will travel to Pakistan or not is not even related to cricket. So why are
अरे
people who are
सिंपल सा
related to
चीज है
cricket?
यार, पता ही नहीं है, बक
हाँ,
बक कर रहा है। इंडिया के बारे में बात करेगा तो इंडिया में कुछ लोग देखेंगे, कुछ ट्रैक्शन होगा, नहीं तो खुद का देश में क्रिकेट कोई देखता ही नहीं है।
correct.
ऑस्ट्रेलियन रूल्स देखेंगे, इंग्लैंड में अभी गैरेथ साउथगेट देखेंगे, क्रिकेट कौन पूछ रहा है? जिमी एंडरसन को सेलिब्रेट करो ना यार। हमारा देश पाकिस्तान जाएगा कि नहीं जाएगा, किसको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? डोंट इवन गिव इट टू
Actually,
आवर
we have
डोमेन।
been celebrating Jimmy, like
जिमी एंडरसन वे मोर।
yeah, yeah,
Jimmy
absolutely.
Anderson's daughter's ringing the bell at Lords has become viral in India, not in the UK.
Yeah,
I mean, no one cares. That's the truth. That is that we celebrate Jimmy Anderson way more. Gideon Haig's books perhaps sells more in India because I consume them more than anybody in Australia. You know,
I agree.
whether it's his cat Trumper or whether it's Gideon, he's a respectable figure, very good friend of ours. That's it. He's been on our shows multiple times. But let's agree to disagree here and due respect to Gideon. He should stop. He should stop talking about what is not his remit and not his jurisdiction.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I was looking for a few more comments here. I've lost them again.
Gandhi, there are a few super chats I was seeing.
That's what I was saying. We have three.
Gandhi, there's a question. Can I ask that question to Boria if you don't mind?
What if I say no? Of course you
Then I
can.
won't ask.
Love it. But Gary got some great Doda Burfi. You guys finished
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Gandhi, love you for that. For the Doda Burfi, sorry. Yeah. No, no, it came the next day that Boriada came from Delhi. He brought the Doda Burfi. We finished it. That was the
Finished off with it,
first.
Mana.
But Gandhi, thank you for that. There is Grenville D. Dorago. I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation right. The question is, ICC has to blame themselves for all this mess, knowing that India Pakistan don't play bilateral series and have political tension between the two countries. Why ICC gave Pakistan to hold this?
Because
Explain the whole scenario
look,
to them.
Pakistan is a part of the ICC as much as India. So when you're allocating or allotting international tournaments, you are not adjudicating terror. You are not a political establishment sitting in judgment of Pakistan. You will give the tournament because it's a host country who is a equal participating member nation of the ICC. Then the domestic situation of that particular country is not the remit of the ICC. Shahid Hashmi is playing lovely Lukochuri with us. Beautiful hide and seek. Beautiful. I mean, love it. If trust me, if my daughter would have played this kind of hide and seek, she would be proud. Anyway, so coming back to the answer, the ICC can't do anything but allot. But go to Pakistan or go to Zimbabwe or to South Africa or to India or to Australia. This is not ICC's adjudication or remit to say are political tensions between India and Pakistan. That's not their problem. ICC has done the right thing. Now it is on bilateral governments to decide what happens, and we are very clear that whether it's the Indian government or when the Indian government decides India will go, and if the government doesn't decide India will not go, and the government will only decide if the terror activities get reduced. So far, we have had no evidence. By the way, I was actually reading that in Pakistan itself, in the last 1 month, the number of terror attacks within the country has gone up some multiple
Yeah,
fold. So
absolutely.
what about that? How do you define that, and where's the safety there? Shahid Bhai has started playing, he's come back again. शाहिद भाई आप पहले जैसे 19th सेंचुरी में हमारे यहाँ लोग शर्माते थे, आप वैसे कर रहे हो क्या? आ रहे हो, जा रहे हो, आ रहे हो, जा रहे हो।
No. There is a serious internet problem in the office because of
हाँ.
rain. Because of rain.
So
and,
as long as we have you,
congestion.
Shahid Bhai, India has said it will not travel to Pakistan. It's now fairly clear. Hybrid model is what's getting proposed. I know it is very difficult for you to answer this, being where you are. But what is your thought? Isn't that the pragmatic solution, seeing what has happened with the Asia Cup in the past?
Well, as of now, last week we were speaking, we were discussing the same issue, and you said that as of now, India's participation is in serious trouble, and India will not travel. As of now, the status quo is maintained. But I will not believe an ANI story. I will only believe a proper news agency report Rev Sports report or a Reuters or a AFP or a AP news story or a top TV channel story. I will not believe a source's story. The decision will be taken by New Delhi, Indian government. And as of now, there is a huge mistrust between the two countries. The political tension remains on a high. So until and unless this political tension is resolved, the allegations or whatever the proofs India is giving, Pakistan will have to address them. First, peace should be restored. The political tension should be removed until and unless India's participation is seriously in danger.
So, Shahid Bhai, you agree that at this point in time there is existing political tension which is still brewing, which is there, and the geopolitical reality at this point has to be accepted by everyone. Can we say that fairly?
Definitely, even ICC will take into account this political tension, and they will have to abide by whatever Indian government is saying. So ICC is one party, PCB is one party, BCCI is one party, but the final decision, will only be taken by Indian government, and I don't
Yeah.
believe an ANI story.
No, no, don't
With the
believe in
source,
any
with
news
the source,
agency. But on
saying,
the fact
saying,
of the matter,
saying,
Shahid Bhai, at the moment is what you just said, that there is political tension. It is not conducive at this point in time. Both you, me, Trisha, Devashish, Ishan, Gargi, everyone watching, all of us want the world to get better, terror to get reduced. We want intent to be shown from the Pakistan side. If there is, India will also take steps forward. But at this point in time, sitting today, we have no evidence to say that geopolitical tension has reduced. In fact, there is tremendous amount of uncertainty in Pakistan itself and across the border, which makes us all be fearful of what can happen in terms of security. And that is why I had said this last time also to you, that I don't see things being conducive at this point in time. And I'm clear, at this point in time, there's still time to go. So we will have to wait and see what happens going forward. But sitting in July, I don't see India travel to Pakistan, Shahid Bhai. But tell me something, Shahid Bhai. Suppose India doesn't go and things don't improve. Do you think that the hybrid model is a pragmatic, objective, rational solution?
Definitely, and it is a viable solution. We have seen it happening in the Asia Cup. During the Asia Cup, India played its matches in Sri Lanka, and Pakistan had to crisscross. Came to play their first match in Multan, then went to Colombo, then played one game in Lahore, and then went back to Colombo to complete the Asia Cup last year. It's a pragmatic, it's a viable solution. After all, when there is nothing left, Pakistan Cricket Board and ICC will have to take that hybrid model. But I am a firm believer. I'm a born optimist. I always see glass half filled. There are still 7 months, and I see some political leaders saying the Deputy Prime Minister Isardar recently said that we want to have peace with India. We want to address all the solutions. So intent is coming. It's not as fast as it should be. It's coming. Once the intent is there, once the dialogues are there, there's still 7 months left. As of now, as you always say, as of now, India's participation is not possible.
Questions? Any one of you?
Yeah, Shahid Bhai, obviously we have seen, means obviously the rights will stay with Pakistan, the hosting rights I'm talking about, and the revenue will be shared with. Then what is the problem with PCB in having it in a hybrid model? Because the revenue gets shared with the Pakistan Cricket Board since they have the hosting rights. So it's only fair and it's only viable that PCB allows India to choose the venue where they want to play. Because end of the day, you want the Champions Trophy to be hosted in a nice way, as was the case Asia Cup. We have seen Asia Cup being hosted in a great manner. Obviously, matches in Pakistan were held, where teams like Nepal and Bangladesh they travel to Pakistan to play their games, but India played all its games in Sri Lanka.
So there are always extreme sentiments. I'm always smiling. I always keep optimism. I always keep the hope. Just consider yourself as being Pakistan, Debashish. They have not hosted an international tournament since 1996. They have themselves borne the brunt of terrorism. Millions of Pakistanis have died in Pakistan. Millions. And Pakistan is facing terrorism. And Pakistan is being alleged of harboring terrorism or whatever other countries say. But Pakistan's point of view is that Pakistan have also borne the brunt of terrorism. It's not state-sponsored terrorism. It's something which is Pakistan itself facing inside Pakistan. So just consider Pakistan. They have not hosted an international event for years. So they will go to the last extent. They'll try to convince India. They'll try to convince ICC. If not, the viable solution is always there.
Do you think that there's a meeting that's going to happen in Colombo, where there's a ICC meeting happening on July 20th and 21st? Do you think some solution coming out? Obviously, you cannot. And what about the Pakistani journals tweeting the fact that India is they are pretty much confident that India is traveling to Pakistan
Yeah,
where
this is actually a question, Shahid bhai. I mean, isn't it ethical that you have the consent of the Indian board before you make a itinerary public or reveal it or something like that? All of us are being told that India Pakistan is on 1st of March in Lahore. Where did that come from? How did that happen? Did you take the consent of the BCCI, of the ICC? I mean, was it a leak? Was it a
It's,
plant? How do you sort of explain that to us?
it's up to the ICC to answer this because Pakistan, there no news, no official or no program of Champions Trophy is published in Pakistan. It's published in Telegraph, it's published in foreign media, not in Pakistan. So Pakistan has just proposed an itinerary of ICC Champions Trophy, considering that India will come and they will play all their matches Lahore so that it's safe. But one place they can give 100% security to India. So it's not official itinerary, Boria. It's just a proposed itinerary. And until and unless all the participating countries agree to it, otherwise they will not be announcing the schedule. It's up to the ICC to announce the schedule.
Exactly.
Must be leaked somewhere from ICC, not from PCB.
Yeah, I mean, I like the defense. I like the defense, Shahid bhai. I'll leave the ball outside off stump. So I'll do that for you. You're a friend of mine. I'll leave it to Gargi, Ishan, and Trisha to ask more questions.
Shouldering the bat.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I understand your plight here. Yes, Trisha.
Come to think, Boria, just come to think of the generation who's not seen India playing in Pakistan. Come to think of a generation who's not seen an international event in Pakistan. So I know, I realize there are problems to be addressed. Until and unless those problems will be resolved, my prediction is October end week, India will send a delegation, security delegation to Pakistan, and note my words.
We'll keep a watch. If that happens, then Shahid Hashmi knows something which we don't, and then we will make Shahid Hashmi the spokesperson for external affairs as well.
No,
spokesperson for head sports.
That's a very serious job.
But hopefully,
I always do things on merit. I'm not on merit, to be honest.
no, fingers crossed that the world becomes a better place. I mean, if that happens, Shahid bhai, clearly, that can only happen if things improve. If things improve and there is real intent shown, what you are just suggesting can happen. So fingers crossed, the world becomes a better place. No debate. So all of us would want the world to be without terror. So Trisha, Gargi, Ishan, any questions more for Shahid bhai? Because I think he had another TV show, right?
yeah.
Okay, so he has to go. Any questions, Gargi, Ishan, Trisha?
Ishan, anything?
No, just good to see you, Shahid bhai. I'm wishing you the best always. I'll mention.
Side by on a different note, can you throw some light on what is happening inside Pakistan cricket with the axing of Wahab Riaz as the selectors? Obviously, he did not come out to speak. Obviously, he did posted a statement, but he at the same time tweeted that he does not want to open the mouth because that will open a lot of things. So, anything on the current scenario? What is going on in Pakistan cricket after the debacle in the T20 World Cup?
Well, there's a usual chaotic situation in Pakistan cricket. It's become a norm. Pakistan cricket is one thing that defies logic of change. They don't want to change. It's not the first time that Pakistan has crashed out of a World Cup in the first round. 2023 they also crashed out. 2019 they also crashed out in the first round. So all these investigations, all these sackings have been going on since 1996. So it's a very common thing in Pakistan, but it's not good for Pakistan cricket. They should settle down. If you have cavity in 2 of your 32 teeth, you don't remove all 32 teeth. You just remove the cavity ones. So just address the problem. Uh, there is a very good saying. Uh, don't change the face. Just face the change.
Nice.
Okay.
Uh, I think those are that's it from us. We'll
We'll take a few more questions. Shahid Bhai, thank you very much for joining us. We'll continue, but thanks once again for joining us. You know, always good to have you on the show and ask you the questions, because you will give us proper answers, and even if they are tough questions, because we've asked you the tough questions. Thank you very much.
Always
And
welcome.
there was someone writing, I think Satyajit Shinde, writing that Gargi and I, shame on us because we invited Shahid Hashmi. And by
I
the way,
just
we take all kinds of questions. Inviting Shahid Hashmi, who recently made inappropriate comments about Indian Army and Sikhs, Satyajit. We got Shahid Hashmi on the show and asked him to publicly apologize, and he did. It is important, if anybody does a wrong or a mistake, to actually ask him why did he and what did he mean, and is he apologetic and will he do that. And he publicly apologized on our show, not simply to Harbhajan Singh, to everybody in India. I think that is the fair, ethical, rational thing to do. If someone comes on your show and publicly apologizes, that's what you need to do when someone has made a comment, rather than call us shameful, etc. I think we did the ethical thing. So I leave it to your judgment now. I think you've missed out on that show. Kindly watch that. And if you have the ethical kind of courage in yourself, why don't you now make a comment if our stand was right or wrong? So we are conscious of who we are, that we are proud citizens of our land, that we are proud Indians, and that's why we asked Shahid Hashmi the questions that we did, and we will forever fight for the blue. So that's a very clear statement coming from us as a collective. Trisha, some more questions maybe.
Yeah, but
yeah.
before that, I just want to understand. I just want to say one thing that you know, if you guys did think that why did we get Shahid Hashmi even after his comments, and it's quite possible that you have missed a certain show where he has apologized, then first ask that before saying boycott red sports, shame on so and so. People are working hard, people are putting in effort, people are getting shows done. So it's very easy for you to sit at your home and just write hashtag boycott so and so channels, you know. And Satyajit Shinde, you basically, I don't know, you have an agenda against someone, fair enough. But when you're writing against someone, think twice, you know, because you are sitting at home and not doing anything. You're just using your keyboard to spit out rubbish. Probably you have had a bad day and you're putting it out on us.
And by the way, Satyajit, in the United Nations, if at all, and whenever the United Nations convenes, the Prime Minister of India sits across the Prime Minister of Pakistan and debates. The External Affairs Ministries debate. Will you think that there will be a solution to terror without talk? Do you actually believe that? Do you actually believe that we can solve terror in both these countries by not even talking? If Shahid Hashmi comes and apologizes, don't you think that that is our responsibility as the fourth estate to ask the tough questions and get the right answers? Because we are not here to fight with AK-47 rifles. We are not terrorists. We are journalists. We are asking the right question. And don't you think that differentiates us with people from across the border? Don't you think that's the stand we are taking? If you do actually think that, so kindly, show some courage for once. Answer Trisha's question and mine and apologize. Because that's the basic that Gargi, myself, Ishan, Trisha, and Devashish deserve. Because it's very easy to troll, and you know what? I've been trolled more than anybody in the last 2 years. This has become like in Bangla we say Gondare Chamra. It's like a rhinoceros. Nothing will happen.
Yeah, let's go ahead, Kage.
Yeah, so we have a lot of super chats. We have 3 super chats. So
Yeah,
we'll
let's take them. Let's take them. Super chats.
They've been waiting for a long time. Sankalp
Once a wise man, Jublan said, "Don't send your any sports team to Pakistan, not just cricketers. Every life matters."
Yeah, so what's the wrong in that? I mean, again, I know where you're coming from, Sankalp Pandey, that some other teams go to Pakistan, but it's a different thing when it comes to cricket. Now, I've actually said this consistently that no one should.
Yeah.
That bilateral sport should stop when there is terror coming from the other side of the border. So I'm very clear on it. But if the other teams go, that's something that is an inconsistency. Cricket, why? Because it has the eyeballs. So when the cricketers travel, now think about it. Will you target a volleyball team? No. The safety issue with the volleyball team or the chess team or the cards team or the billiards team is way less than the cricketers. The cricketers are the eyeballs. Attacking a cricket team, attacking something there, creating havoc there, creating nuisance there will get you global eyeballs. Don't you think that's fair? That is what explains. What is India saying? Security concern. Do you think that a billiards team going will have a security concern equal to a cricket team? Will you think that the Rohit Sharma is as whatever celebrity? Sadly, because everybody wants to be the same kind of celebrity and deserves to, but that's not the truth. That is the reality. The cricket team will have the large part of the eyeball. That's the ground reality, which is why this discrepancy or the discriminatory treatment exists.
Second super chat is by Ayush Jindal saying, guys,
Guys,
like and subscribe for Rev Sports and Cutie Mama.
yes, we are at the 99,964. So 36 more.
36 more. 36 more.
Come on, guys.
Okay.
We'll be live for another
Show us
10
some
minutes.
support.
Yeah, show us some
support
love. Come on.
for the
come on.
next 10 minutes and
Let's make it 1 million.
absolutely.
Mad people, these people.
One of Wisdom's hosts is. Don't
No,
use
no,
that word.
no, no,
Don't
no,
use
no,
that
no.
word.
By the way,
Pakistani.
Shahid Hashmi could also be a host for us and has worked for us in the past. Osman Samiuddin is one of the better writers who I love to read. There are many of my friends in Pakistan. I would say Shoaib Akhtar is a very
Yes.
good friend. Wasim Akram is a very good friend. So this Paki Shaki, abuse, please.
Don't abuse anyone.
And don't, let's not be generic. The terror issue unfortunately is done by what, 2% people in Pakistan,
Yes.
and that is impacting the rest of the 98. That is the true geopolitical reality of our age, and it's a sad geopolitical reality. Is everybody there a terrorist? No. Is everybody supporting terror? No. Is everybody wanting the wrong things to happen? No. But then that is the reality, that Indian government feels India is unsafe there, and exactly the right thing to say. Today, as you heard Shahid Hashmi concede on a live show that the political climate is not conducive for India to go.
Just by the way, 31 more.
Ishan has been silent for a while. Ishan, say
Yeah,
something. Come
say
on.
something.
Yes.
Get us 41 subscribers, Ishan, by saying something.
Come on, of course. Give us give us your love. Yeah. I think Dada and me as well in the States. So after every video, we're like, share, subscribe, bell icon, every video after that. So that won't stop. Please, we need it. And yeah, we're gonna work harder and
Yeah,
do
at
better.
times I'm
And
scared
yes, please
when
don't
I'm
roll.
talking to a friend or
Please
someone.
don't.
No? You chat, you get up and say, "Acha, like, share, and subscribe." Oh no, sorry. No.
But it
Sorry.
become yeah. Cap collection. They were
What is the cap
there's only one
collection?
cap card.
This is something that Ishan can actually talk about
Yeah,
better.
Dex has written a full sentence today.
No. In between, he has written. Oh, there. Dex has written. Boria sir, please take my comment.
But that is meant for Gargi to take. She's the host. Come on, Dex.
No. Dex, it has to be Gargi. Please take my comment. Come on, yeah.
Even if I'm in the comment section, I'm not on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Ishan, I don't know.
Ishan, I'll ask you something different, a little different from cricket. You went to the ultimate table tennis event yesterday, and you
Yes.
obviously spoke to Sharat Kamal about Olympics. Tell us about the event a little. Tell us about what Sharat said. Uh,
Yeah.
just on what,
Yes.
because table tennis is strong this year, right? For a change in Olympics, so.
Yes, so I went to
What
the
is
UTT
going on
event
in
in the President Hotel yesterday. Fantastic event. All 8 franchises were present. 2 new franchises have been involved in this event, so that's great news. All the team owners were present. There were a few players as well who were at the venue, and the players' draft was taking place. The whole players' draft was taking place, and it was very interesting to see. It's my first players' draft that I ever visited. So seeing how the whole process unfolded, seeing each player go to each franchise, there was a whole buzz of emotions, and just a different feeling once you reach a venue like that. So just a fantastic feeling. And I also spoke to Sharat, of course, Sharat sir, and just a very generous guy. I asked him about the Olympics. He was extremely excited, of course. A lot of preparations are happening around it, and they're going to Europe as well, actually, to get used to the conditions before the Olympics start. So I think Sharat is extremely keen, and he's seeming really, really fit. He's seeming really eager, and I think all of us can just wish for the best and hope that they go on and do wonders for the country and for themselves, Trisha.
Dex, Gargi, Gargi, you have to take this. I mean, of course,
I
please.
thought you were the moderator that day. I mean, yeah, it's a
But
valid.
okay, Dex, you thought she was the moderator, of course, but she was not there in the screen. How did you think she was the moderator? Like for her to be there, she had to be there in the video. She wasn't there. Anyway, there's no problem. Please keep tagging Gargi everywhere in every social media and keep asking
Will
her to
do.
take your comments. Priyanshu, Boria
Definitely.
the Rock. Why not me as fielding coach?
Because that fielding team will be the worst in the IPL.
Then
That's a
Gargi
guarantee.
rocked. What if I say no? Trisha and Mama always rock. We
मेरा
are
तो उतना भी
a
नहीं है प्रियांशु.
What about Ishan? Why is
yeah.
Ishan not rocking?
Why is
I
not?
think Ishan is the one who's rocking the most.
No, he's not rocking because he's the rock star.
Listen,
अरे
Ishan
अरे
eats
अरे अरे. Thank
how
you.
many eggs do you have? Two every day.
Raw
every
eggs.
morning, every morning,
Raw
every
eggs.
morning, raw eggs.
So two raw eggs every morning with milk. That is the rock star, boss. That's the rock
Thank
star.
you, thank you.
Hitting that protein goal.
But we have so many other stories. Me and Dada will probably, when I come to Calcutta, we'll share them all. A lot of interesting
Why not
ones.
do a World Cup diaries?
I think both of you should collaborate on doing something, from the tournament. I think
That's what I'm saying. Do World Cup diaries. Do a podcast on your World Cup diaries. How you hit each other, how you jumped.
I mean the backstage that we don't know
Yeah.
how many times Devashish sulked, how many times he left you and walked away, how many times
Never,
you left
never,
him and
never,
walked
never,
away,
never.
what happened,
that-
how many times did you all fight which we don't know. Give us some juice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, Ishan, come on.
Not right now, yeah.
So there is.
So there
So
is,
there is something
is.
that we're not knowing. Guys, what is happening? We are almost towards the. I mean, we are almost going to close the show.
The
And
moderator
31
does not have to be on screen generally. Point taken.
No, generally Gargi only moderates. She's on the screen and she moderates. Dex, for your information, she's on the screen, she moderates. If she's not on the screen, then Rahul,
I am not
Rohan,
anywhere there.
Ishan, yeah, one of them is the moderator.
But Dex, we appreciate your support.
Yeah, of course, of course. And Dex has been continuously asking, what about the giveaway if Bangla reaches 1 million? अरे पहले इंग्लिश को तो 1 million पहुंचा दो वो वाला गिव अवे तो ले लो कोई yeah let's continue.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Don't you think year 2025 will be last for Rohit as captain because we should groom KL or Hardik as captain for 2027 and who will win you? Oh,
So
that
many.
jumped suddenly to Euro. I was like Euro, Euro, Spain.
And the cup is coming home.
Oh,
Gareth Southgate. I think King Charles and after King Charles will be Gareth Southgate, the new King of England. Trust me, if he wins the Euro.
Prince William will not like that.
But if he wins the Euro after England's performance so far, last match they were good, but in general they have been performing so badly. If they win the Euro after that, it's gonna be purely sad.
Maybe they have the champions luck because the way if you look at their campaign, then they have been
But
struggling.
shouldn't champions luck be with the people who are playing the best?
No, I mean, if they actually win, every England team,
India is
irrespective of
2023
sport, should
World
carry Gareth Southgate with the team.
See, 2023 World Cup, India, they played so well, but they ended up.
But Australia was playing equally.
I mean, Australia played better with the
Yeah.
team. Come on.
Come on.
Okay.
Final you won. Sorry.
Yes, and since I'm the moderator, I think we have been going on for too long.
This is nice. This is nice, Gargi. High five.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
on for almost an hour. It's always fun to talk to you guys, to interact with you guys. But we'll take your leave now. And hopefully by tonight, we have 100K subscribers. Trisha will be keeping an eye on the subscriber list and seeing who's subscribed and who's not. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Keep supporting us. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And have a good day.